Hi everybody, I'm just going to do this little video for you to help you out with the perspective drawing. First step is to do this, what I call the skeleton drawing, and that's where we're mapping out all of the perspective for that 1-point room that you're going to build based on Alberti's formula. So we're going to go through it step by step from the handout. So you can see I already did the 12 by 12 inch picture plane. You put this in the middle of your paper. I'm working on a larger paper, 18 by 24. You'll be working on the 14 by 17 probably, so you'd want to put it in the horizontal landscape mode and then put 2 pieces of paper on either side because you're going to need to do a long horizon line. Just check it to make sure that it's 12 by 12 inches. You can see that mine's pretty good. Looks good. Okay, so that was step 1. Do your picture plane. Then step 2 is you're going to draw your horizon line 4 inches down. The horizon line is equivalent to the eye level of somebody in the room. I'm going to draw my horizon line all the way across. I don't have my longer ruler. And then I'm going to do my vanishing point. Central vanishing point for the room. So I just go to 6 because it's 12 inches. And there we go. I'm going to label this horizon line and vanishing point. Step 3 and 4. We're going to draw the lines between the walls and the ceiling. So from your vanishing point, you're going to go to each corner of your square. Step 5, measure all sides of your picture plane into equal segments. We're going to do that by placing the ruler on the bottom, making a dot at 3, 6, and 9. And then you can just do that all the way around. This is going to help us make tiling on the floor. If you wanted to, you could make tiling on the walls as well, and the ceiling. For this, we're just, for now anyway, unless you want to do that later, we're just going to use the bottom measurements, and we're going to label those dots A, B, and C. Step 6, draw the remaining floor lines for the tiles from the vanishing point to A, B, and C. Step 7. We're going to draw the back square walls of the room. To do this, you're going to go 6 inches up from the corner. Just mark the point. Oops, that was not 6 inches. And then you draw a line between those points. Actually looked better the first time, I think. Then I'm going to draw a line up to here and up to here. And then I just connect them. Now, if it's not perfect, don't worry about it too much. If it looks really bad, you can go back and check some measurements to see if anything's wrong. So this is the back wall of your room. This is the floor. These are the walls, and that's the ceiling. Okay, step 8. This is an important step. We're going to find the distance points. To do that, you go from the left-hand corner through the right corner of the back wall, and you just cross your horizon line. That's your right distance point. And you go from the right corner to the left corner of your back wall, cross the horizon line, and that's your left distance point. What this is going to do is it's going to let us make more rooms going all the way back to the vanishing point. I included a drawing of mine in the lecture with a piano and a big hallway. To do that one, I used my skeleton drawing, went all the way back to the vanishing point, and then I turned it into a hallway. Each room, progressive room, is going to be 2/3 smaller. Okay, so the next step, if I want to do a room, would be to use the distance points. But before we do that, we're going to make the horizontal lines for the tiles. So I'm going to go from my right distance point to A, B, and C. You're going to notice when I did that, that these intersect this line over here. I'm going to just mark that, whoops, D, E, and F. At these 3 points. And I'm going to go from my left distance point again to A, B, and C. I'm going to notice that they intersect again and call it D, E, and F. Okay, and then all I have to do to get the horizontal tile lines is I just connect D and D. E and E. And F and F. And then you can see we have the tiles. These lines, normally they would just be straight vertical lines. In a perspective drawing, they're going to be diagonals that go to the vanishing point. But you can see as the tiles go back towards the vanishing point, they get smaller and narrower, which is something that happens in linear perspective. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to find out how to do another room. That's step 10. This was step 9 that I just did. So if I want to make another room, you don't have to have another room in your drawing. I'll leave it up to you, but I'm showing you how to do it. I go up here to the left corner of the back wall and I draw a line between that point and my right distance point. And then I do the same thing on the other side. I go from the right corner to the left distance point. They intersect over here and here. And then I'm just going to connect these points. This one looks a little bit off, so I'm going to correct that. Okay, anyway, you can see now we've got the floor of the first room, floor of the second room, and it's about 2/3 smaller. As you go back towards the vanishing point, the lines are going to get closer and closer together, so it'll be harder to draw. If you're going to do that, you got to keep your pencil sharp. So now I'm going to draw the back wall for the second room. I just do the same thing I did before. I just draw up here. Up here. Across the top. You can see I have back wall of the second room. Okay, so that was step 10. Now we're going to go on to step 11. I'm going to show you how to draw a window on the right-hand side and then an entranceway into another room on the left-hand side. Now, when you do your room, you can do whatever you want to. I'm just showing you this to show you how to do it, but you can look at the student examples, and we'll be doing a thumbnail sketch in the next video where you're going to map out the plan for your room. So to draw my window on the right wall, this is the wall over here. I'm going to draw 2 guidelines, one above my eye level and one below. These are all going to the vanishing point. This is going to be a pretty tall window. The distance that these lines are apart, that determines the height of your window. Then I'm just going to draw 2 vertical lines in between my guidelines. And then I'm going to find the center point of the window. Okay, now I'm going to do an entrance into another room on the left-hand side. Now, you could make it look like a doorway if you make it more narrow. I'm going to make it look like a big entrance. I'm going to draw a top guideline somewhere below the ceiling line. I'm not going to draw a bottom guideline because I have the floor line over here. And then I just draw 2 vertical lines between there. Another one over here. And then I have what looks like an entrance into another room over there. Now, the distance between these two lines, the vertical lines that you draw between the guidelines, determines how wide the window or the door or the hallway or whatever it is. Okay, so that's pretty much the whole thing. I'm going to show you or kind of explain how to do the trace transfer, and then I'll do another video where I do show you how to draw the boxes and the thumbnail. You're going to learn how to do boxes, and you're going to put furniture and stuff into your room. So when you have everything you want on your skeleton drawing, you're going to take a sheet of tracing paper. You can see I kind of did it on this already. And you're going to put it on top of your drawing. See if I can line this up a little bit better. And you're going to trace over everything that you would want to have in the room. You can see if I lift it up, I didn't have any furniture in here, so there was nothing in there, but you know, have all the basic lines of the room, the window, the hallway, and things like that. And then I put my horizon line in the distance waste in case I want to do something on the tracing paper. I was one line I forgot to do here, and that's this line back here, because I'm going to use my second room. And then for this room going off into the hallway, I would want to indicate where the back of that room was, where the floor meets the wall. So I wrote RS for right side on here. That means right side. And I would flip it over, draw over everything on the back that I want to transfer with the soft pencil. I'm using a 2B pencil. You can, use your HB pencil that you got for the class. Because you want to have the lead to be soft, the graphite. Then you would flip it over, tape it down onto a fresh sheet of drawing paper, and just draw over everything that you want to transfer. I'm not going to do it with this entire thing, but I'm going to show you with just a little piece of paper. If this were my drawing, the circle right side, flip it over to the back, trace over that. I put it down on my paper, draw over, and then I get a light transfer of my drawing. And then you can go in and do your detail and do the feeling of atmospheric perspective just by making, even if it's just a line drawing, by making your lines more focused and darker in the foreground and hazier and lighter going off to the vanishing point, you can create a feeling of spatial depth. Okay, so that's it for this, and then in the next video I'll show you how to do boxes and the thumbnail.